Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on Lockdown Monday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends up in Queensland who just got our lockdown themselves actually on the weekend. But unfortunately, there is no games for at least another 2 more weeks up there in Queensland due to the restrictions, which means the HART Sapphire Ruby series is going to be put on hold for another 2 more weeks. And for the defending champions, the Carina Leagues Club Tigers in the Ruby series, are going to have to wait for another 2 more weeks to hopefully play against the Cougars in the second semi-final. Of course, we have a chance to go right through to the grand final in whoever knows when that will happen. And, of course, we got 2 very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks, both, for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Will.
Well, I will get both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position both of you play on the court.
I'm Erin, and I play centre and then wing defence and wing attack as well. So anywhere in the mid-court.
And I'm Grace. I strictly just play goal shooter purely for the fact that I'm 6'5" and I can't run. So I stay in the circle out of the way.
Now, the last time the team played, you managed to get the whole regular season right to the end. You're having a away season, and obviously that got stopped probably about 2 weeks ago now since your last game. Obviously, you won't be playing again for another 2 more weeks due to the restrictions. How's the team's morale been like waiting to hopefully play in that second semi-final against the Cougars?
I think everyone really wants to play Cougars because at the moment we're sitting second, and I don't know, I guess we all want to be top of the table. So we really want to have the chance to prove ourselves against them. And the morale hasn't been too bad, don't you reckon, Gracie? Like, we've got a messenger chat and we send it photos after we've done exercise, and it's sort of like keeps everyone accountable, keeps them motivated, and we're sort of like, oh, we're all in this together. So we got it. That sounded really cheesy as well, by the way. Yeah, but it's been pretty good so far. Yeah. Upsetting we can't play though.
Mentioned you're playing the Cougars, which you've already been once or twice already this season. I guess how confident is the team going into another rematch with the Cougars with possibly another one if you verse them in the grand final?
I think obviously you've got to be as confident as you can be, but you can never underestimate a team. Obviously you can beat them twice as many times as you want, but obviously the game we'd play them next would be the only one that matters at the end of the day. So you can never underestimate a netballer. So I think you can be confident but not cocky, and that's something I think a lot of like our team definitely are. So it's good.
What have you been doing in lockdown? Now you're out of lockdown as well. Well, you're sort of tackling lockdown considering you can't play for 2 weeks, or let alone train for 2 weeks. I guess what have you been doing to keep yourselves motivated for that game against the Cougars?
We have been having Zoom sessions with our team. Those have been pretty fun. Just like we had one last week where some of the girls got to run like different 15-minute segments. So like someone would do ball work, someone would do fitness parts. So it's good to train all together. But then individually, we've been doing our own gym programs, you know, running around like our area sort of thing, keeping fit. Yeah, it's been pretty good.
You mentioned that you've done some Zoom sessions and especially training sessions, all that. Obviously, a lot of people are doing that, especially now down here in Victoria. Obviously, waiting for the season to resume down here. Now, have you had, like, you know, obviously everything's been captured on camera. Has there been any, like, I guess, mini disasters where you hit furniture and hurt yourselves on furniture, or the cat or the dog comes in the way of the camera, all that sort of things?
Yeah, I mean, the first one we had, you know, you've got girls making gyms or courts out of, you know, their backyard or their shed. So you can see all the cars have been moved out of the garage, and you've got all the cones. For me, instead of using cones, I was using different color rocks from my backyard, trying to dodge the dog poo, you know, things like that. So you just do what you got to do at the end of the day to get the session done and do what you can for your teammates.
Yeah, 100% I agree with Gracie. I think it was pretty funny last week. I'm going to call Cooley out. Our section, it was pretty funny. watching her try to I think it was flutters or something. She's a very funny person. It's very funny watching her do that sort of stuff. Yeah.
We'll get to Cooley a bit later on in the interview. I know she's going to be mentioned quite a few times towards the end of this interview, so we'll get to her in the moment. But tell us a bit about the coaches there at the Carina Leagues Club Tigers.
They're awesome. They've just really helped the vibe of our team. I don't know. We're just such a close-knit team. And then we've got these coaches and they can have a chat with us, have a laugh with us. But then when it's business time, they're, all right, let's go. And I just think it's really good to have that balance where it's not all hard the whole time and you can still have a little bit of laughs. But when it needs to be, it's that intense, hard training, which is, I find really good that they've got the perfect balance, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah. I guess I've been lucky to experience both sets of coaches in the Sapphire and Ruby. And I think just the coaching at Carina as a whole is just amazing. Like they're some of the most supportive people I've ever, had the privilege of coach me and things like that. And like Erin said, they're there to have a laugh as well with you. Like, yes, it's netball and it's serious and we want to win, but we're all there to have fun as well because we love the sport. And I think that our coaches definitely emphasize that. So it makes coming to training worthwhile, which is good. How's
it been like defending a premiership so far? Two-time, you're going for number 3, I think, this year.
Yeah. I was in the Ruby team the first year. And that was my first time ever playing, sort of high level netball. And I think, coming in again this year and having the opportunity to play another game for the chance to win a gold medal is just amazing. Like, obviously with Carina as a whole, we just work hard. And I guess like one of our things is we're just tenacious and we never give up. So even if we didn't finish first on the ladder overall, but we're still constantly working hard to get back up there. So I think you can just never underestimate us, and we're always there to have a go. So.
Yeah, I reckon as well it puts a bit of a target on our backs. All the other teams are like, oh, they won it last year, we got to get on top of them. So I guess that makes us work a bit harder as well because we want to keep up the top of the ladder. We want to get on top of those teams, show them why we should be there. So yeah, it's pretty good. It keeps you motivated.
Tell us a couple players in your team that's had a great season so far and you can't include yourselves or each other.
Well, for me personally in the midcourt, Lexi Baker, awesome. She's just such a calming presence down that attack end. Sometimes Jada and I can get a bit excited and then Lexi's sort of like, hey, chill out. And then she is awesome. I've loved playing with her. And then our defense end as well, like props to them, incredible. I'm pretty sure they've had the best stats in the league for the last 3 years. I'm pretty sure when I checked class, like awesome. And shooting as well, can't say Gracie. Gracie is awesome though, but M Gage as well. And we've had Gracie Hamilton at the start of the season, awesome. And then Lil as well just brings an extra element because she played basketball before netball, so she's just got all the tricky, passes and stuff. It's pretty, you got to be on your toes when you're playing with her though, because it could just come at any time. So it's pretty, yeah, I think everyone really has had an awesome season. Sorry, it's hard to pick. Yeah, it's hard to pick.
I guess mine, I am just so in awe of defenders. Like, I don't know, I just find whenever I have to like step in and do that at training, I'm just like, stuff this. I'm so glad I picked the shooting end. Like, they work so hard. And so I think, like, obviously, since Erin's mentioned pretty much everyone, I guess some of the people that she didn't mention was Sophia Dobson. She, to me, is just amazing. Like, she's only, I think, just turned 16 years old and she's already killing it. She's playing with people, like me when I started, I was that age and I was playing people 10 years older than me. And she's just killing it. She comes out every time. She's there to try the best, put all her effort in every time. And it's just really great to train with someone like that, I think, and watch her grow is just amazing.
Now, how did both of you get involved in netball and why did you choose it?
I started when I was 7, so I started really young. And I guess I sort of chose it because my mum played a lot of it as well, and I'm the oldest child, so she sort of just took me to a training one day and I loved it. It was just so fun. I think I really love a team sport environment. I don't know, I never really got into the individual sport sort of thing. Team sport's just awesome because you got everyone around you, you know, you make so many new friends and just have a blast the whole time. Yeah, it's awesome.
And I guess my story is a bit different to Erin. I'm not your traditional starting netballer. I was a basketballer since 5 years old, thanks to my obsession with High School Musical. And I actually used to bag out netball, and I used to think it's not a real sport. And I was like, how can it be a real sport playing in a dress? Like, I used to bash netball. And then I was about 12, and my friend needed an extra sub in their club team. And basically that's just how I started. In the first game in, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is hard. You know, this is, you know, I loved it basically, like Erin said, loving the team sport. And it was similar to my basketball, which I was already in love with. And I guess it's just progressed from there, and I've just stuck with it and made some really good friends along the way, which obviously helps it. So yeah, that's my story.
You might as well give your local netball club or association a bit of a shout out. And do you ever go back there to help out?
So I started playing down at Metropolitan Districts Netball Association. So I go back. I also played at Redlands for a year last year. So I've sort of had the best of both worlds, I guess you could say. I go back down to Metro and I coach a little under-10s team. And they are so cute. It's so awesome getting to coach them and watch them all learn so much. Like their stepping, I'm so proud. The stepping has just gotten so much better this season. It's so good, yeah. And then we do the Tigers volunteer hours as well. I've had a few runs at the Net Set Go with all the little girls. It's so cute. Oh, I just love watching it. It's so cute. Love it.
I guess I'm not fully from Brisbane. I'm from Ipswich. So my area is obviously different to Erin's, but when I started, I was with Ipswich Netball Association and I played for Brothers, the club there. And I was just a Brothers girl from, you know, basketball and all my other sports. But obviously when I played for them, I did give back to their, like did little Net Set Go and little coaching like Erin. But now I mostly give back to like my school sport where, and I coach there and coach all the junior netballers there, which is actually, I enjoy it. And I definitely have more appreciation for my coaches and the patience that they have with us. So yeah.
So Erin, you mentioned that you coach the under-10s down there at the Metro Districts competition. How are they travelling, and have they tried to have they seen you play yet this season, and have they been tough on the way you play your netball?
Well, we're actually sitting pretty good on the ladder. We're doing pretty well. I coach with my little sister as well, so that's always a fun dynamic, I guess, of the training session. But yeah, they're awesome. No, they're all so cute. I've had 2 of them come and watch when we played Cougars the second time. So that was a pretty good game to watch because we won. So, and no, they're just so cute, you know, just, I love I don't know, little kids for me. They're just so cute. Yeah.
So very similar question to you, Grace. Obviously, you coached your high school team there, or the high school students there. Have similar thing, how they're travelling, and have they been to any of your games, and have they been hard taskmaster in the way that you play your netball?
Well, I had the netball girls last term, and they were grade 8, and I was super nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to judge me. Like I used to rock up to training sometimes in my pajamas. I tried my hardest because it was always before school. But no, I got along with a lot of them, and it was so cute when they all started adding me on Instagram and like Snapchat, and I was like feeling like I was so included, like they thought I was cool. So that was a real confidence booster. And yeah, I actually did have one of the young girls come to my game, and she was actually she's a mid-quarter, so she's like Erin, and she's so good. Like she put in so much effort at training. I loved her, but she was so little. Like she's my littlest girl on the team, and she wouldn't be any more than 4'3", and we used to get photos together. Like it was just amazing. So yeah, I like coaching. Like Erin said, it's good to give back and see the young talent coming through.
Now, both of you mentioned right at the start what position both you play on the court. If you had a preferred position where you love to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
Goal attack, 100%. I played it in a semi-final at QPL last year because we didn't have enough players. Oh, it was so fun. Didn't get any goals in, but the idea of it was really fun.
I guess mine, like if I had the natural running ability of like Erin and my other mid-quarters, I'd love mid-court, but because I do not, I think I would stay down at the goalkeeper end. I did start there back in my rep days. In my first year rep, I started as a defender, but I got told that my footwork was too slow, so they tried me in shooter because they wanted someone tall on the team, and I guess I've just stayed there ever since. So I think I'd go back to defense and give that a whirl.
Now, Grace, I need to ask you this question. Now, I know most of your games are played at Nissan Arena. Obviously, that's where the Suncourt Super Netball is being played at the moment. Have you ever tried the super shot?
In our games, we don't have like the lines on our court too much, so we don't get classed as a super shot. But I'd say, like, I don't know, my arms are like right at the ring, so I prefer to shoot further back. But yeah, I guess it just depends on the day. But obviously I've got two great goal attacks who like being out in that top circle, so I'm happy to let them take that space. But yeah, it's definitely something that I like in the super netball. So yeah.
Now, what does the sport of netball mean to both of you, especially being there at the Carina Leagues Club Tigers?
Tigers are just awesome. They're just like one of the, for me, best club to be with. Like I've just grown up there and just supported me the whole way through. And just I've made so many friends at the Tigers and so many relationships there that are just like, it's just awesome. I'm so lucky to be a part of it.
And I think for me, like just echoing on from what Erin said, like when I started, like I said, I was so young and I came in there and I never had a single training session or game where I didn't feel so supported and like it was a family. Having all those older girls and just that maturity there, and even the coaches, like they'll come up to you, like you could just look like you're having an off day and you've got 5 people coming up to you making sure you're okay, or sending you a message after training session saying how good you did, or you know, head up next time, you've got it. Like it's just such a good close-knit family. And it's not even just the team, like you have your sponsors like Wade and Stewie who are at every single game. They dress up and wear the Tiger costumes. They're there, always get a photo. It's just, you're never not supported, I guess, at Carina. So that's why I love playing there.
Well, you actually just answered my next question about the sponsors. So I'll move on to the next one, which is, do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of netball?
One of my goals I've had since I've been younger is to play for the Australian Diamonds. So still working towards that, still got a way to go. But yeah, that's what I've got my mind set on. Got a few more teams to make before that though. So hope maybe by the Olympics in 2032. You never know. Never know.
Me, I don't know. I guess if it happened and I would be so grateful and I would work so hard for it. But to me, sports was always just like a release and a fun place for something to enjoy. And so I guess, yeah, like I've just learned to take that break whenever I feel burnt out. And I think, you know, if it happened again, like I said, I would be so grateful and I would love it and I would work so hard for it. But if not, you know, I have other plans and I wouldn't be too disheartened. So I'm just here to have fun and make good friends, which I have done. So it's good.
What would be your advice to people out there that should get involved in netball, especially at Metro and at Redlands?
Just, it's such a great experience, the whole thing. Like you're doing exercise, you're having fun, you're getting to meet so many new people, make so many new connections. And I also reckon sport teaches you so many things like resilience, determination, and then like it's just awesome. Like I'd 100% recommend. If you're on the fence about it, just do it.
100% agree with Erin there. Like some of my best lifelong friends who I know I'll have for the longest time have all been in sports. So, you know, it's, yes, you're going out there and you're having your fitness and you're working hard, but at the end of the day, like, you know, most of the people that I play with now, I'd consider like sisters or, you know, just that family environment. So if that's something that like you're missing or you're struggling with that at school, like get involved in your sport. That's how, when I first moved schools, I didn't know a single person, but I signed up for netball and I'm still close friends with everyone that I started playing with there. So yeah, just go out, even, you know, find a sport, pick something, just try it and try different positions. And I guess that's the good thing about netball is just you can try shooter or you can try defense or mid-court and just find whatever's good for you. So that would be my advice. Just give it a go.
Let's finish with a couple of light-hearted questions about your teammates. I did say I was going to come back to Cooley about this one. So But before I do that, now I believe, Erin, you mentioned before that you've got some siblings that are involved in the sport. Now, this question's for both of you, really, but it was more for Erin. But who's the better netball player out of your siblings?
It's I don't know. We have like a thing in our house. It's like Joyce of the Week. It's whoever performs the best at the sport. So I've got a little sister. She does netball, and then my little brother does cricket. So like around when we all have a game on a Saturday, we come home and we sort of dissect it to the whole family, and then mum and dad are sort of like, all right, this one gets Joyce of the Week this week. And they get to pick the dinner on the Saturday night. So yes, it's hard to say. I don't know. I love watching my sister play. I don't know, just find her really good, but maybe I'm a bit biased.
Who's the reigning champ in your household?
I'd have to say it was me. I'm definitely, when it comes to netball, I reckon I'm definitely mum's favourite. My dad's actually pretty funny with netball because I don't think he really understands it a lot. But he's like, we were watching my sister's game once, and he was like, she keeps throwing it to the other team or something. He doesn't. He's very funny about stuff. He's pretty funny, yeah. Goes up to her in the halftime huddle. He's like, hey, your team's blue, not red or something. Yeah, he's a bit funny, but I reckon it would have to be me because I don't think my brother's in cricket season at the moment, but yeah, he's in the 11F's basketball team, and they actually won. They're not very good. Don't tell them I said that, but they're not very good, but they're just all there to have a bit of fun, I think. Yeah, but I reckon it would be me, I think. Don't tell my siblings that, but yeah.
So you better hope they're not going to watch this back. So
yeah. I'd be exposed.
Now back to the team. Now, who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this season, and what was it?
If I'd say embarrassing, it was like pretty funny. I remember in the first time we played QUT, they put like their finger up like this. I think it was the set play or something. And then we watched back the live stream, and Curly's just like put her finger up, and then she's gone, oh wait, that's not my team. So she sort of like tried to slick her hand. So it's like, and it's funny because it gets caught on video. So we all just watched it back, like got it sent to the group chat. She copped it a bit for a few weeks because of that. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. Oh, actually, I've had it embarrassing. I was playing wing attack, and then sometimes I get like third quarter, you're pretty tired. So I think I'm playing center. So after like shoot a goal, I'm walking back to the center circle like I'm in center, but I'm in wing attack, and the center's like, hey, what are you doing? So yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember. I knew that one from Cooley was coming because
Yeah.
Maddie and Sophia mentioned it last week about this, this thing. So,
I'm pretty sure she's like fixed the post pad once as well. Like while the ball was down the other end, I was watching the game back, and she's just there like adjusting the post pad. She's so funny. Yeah.
she's gonna love this. Who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Cooley.
Well, comedian, obviously Cooley.
Yeah.
She takes the cake on that one. Singer, I don't know. I feel like we all just want to take our turn and we'll just start randomly singing at training. Like it's not uncommon for any of us to just break out in song.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I'd honestly say Erin. Erin, I've heard you
stop
too.
it.
You're pretty good.
Yes.
It's always Taylor
Yes.
Swift, though. I always get in trouble because I sing too much Taylor Swift. That's why I'm never like allowed to be in charge of the pre-game like playlist. I always just give it straight to Cooley because I don't know, people don't appreciate Taylor Swift, but that's all right. She's awesome.
And you got mentioned by Maddie and Sophia last week about that being the best singer on the team. Now they did request to me would you like to sing a couple of bars of one of Taylor Swift's songs?
Yeah, sure thing. I've just got to think of a good one. Classic. Like You belong with me. You know, like that one? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Maddie and Sophia. I've done it for you. Anyone on the team into their TikToks? I believe, Erin, you might be in this question as well based off last week.
Really? I've been in one of the Carina Leaks Club TikToks. Follow them. I think it's Carina Leaks Club Tigers on TikTok. Curly made the account. She's probably the main TikTok lady. I've been trying to get Lexi onto it, but she says she's too old for it. But she's only like 20
Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah. I've been trying to get her onto it for weeks. Curly and I are trying to get her in one before the grand final. But yeah, no. I'd say Curly. What do you reckon, Gracie?
Oh, yeah, for our team, I feel like any of us would be, dumb enough to do a dance on TikTok, 100%. But I feel like the real MVPs of TikTok for just Tigers in general would have to be our Sapphire girls, Lynette, Rihanna, and Alice.
Yeah.
They make a TikTok, at least 3 TikToks before each game, and at least 1 training session.
Yeah. Good with that.
And that's not an exaggeration. So those girls probably take the cake on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's your team or the Sapphire, but do you have a speaker called Stephen?
Yes. I've got him right here. This is Stephen. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's our pride and joy.
So Erin, I must ask you this question then. Even though this was mentioned by Maddie and Sophia as well, I tell you what, they put you under the bus, haven't they? After last week's interview. So where does the name Stephen come from, Erin?
It's my brother's speaker, and I stole it at the start of the season for netball because they said, "Oh, can someone bring a speaker?" I was like, "Sure." So I thought, he's not using it, so I'll take it. And then when I went to go Bluetooth it, it only comes up with Stephen. I think he's a bit in grade 5 or something. He thought it would be cool instead of just going JJ's speaker. He's just called it Stephen. So now it's just Stephen. He's our good luck charm though. Good old Stephen.
I've got to ask this one as well. Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I don't think so. I think, if anything, I try and make, the anticipation to the game and, put as minimal effort in as possible beforehand so I don't, over-stress about it. So, I don't know. Just make sure I've got a good feed in my system. That'd probably be the main thing.
I always have hummus and cheese on toast, 2 pieces before a game. And then I have to tie my shoelaces up in a way, otherwise we're going to lose. And then I also have to have the same hair and wear a ribbon. So I'm pretty superstitious, but that's all right.
I actually thought of mine. I remember it. I've had it since basketball. I have this might be a bit TMI. I spoke to Jada about it, but I have a lucky pee. If I have to pee before a game, it means I don't go to the bathroom because it means we're going to win. And every time I've had it since I was 12 years old at basketball, I've won. I'm not even kidding you. And it's been so that's just my thing, I feel. So I will never go to the bathroom before a game because all the other girls go in a pack to the bathroom and I'm the only one that's left there because I will not go because it is lucky. And so, yeah, that's probably my thing.
Believe you had a trivia night just before your lockdown, literally the night before your lockdown. Now, talking to Maddie and Sophia, obviously their team didn't win it. So my question is, did either of your team win it?
Well, I was on the team with Sophia and we came 3rd. That's all I know. So getting there.
Yeah. My team, we went all right. I had one of my friends and she actually does trivia every Monday night. So she sort of carried our team. I think we might have come 5th though. The rest of us weren't very helpful. The questions were really hard though.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they were. They were crazy this year. I didn't know anything of the general knowledge. I was like, what?
Same. Yeah.
Yes, that got mentioned as well on how hard the questions were. Now, I believe also, did someone clean sweep the raffle as well?
A lady won a few bottles of wine or something. Yeah.
she like
I
every
didn't win
second
anything.
person they pulled out was her. She had like 8
Yeah.
prizes by the end. And I was so jealous.
Now, Grace, considering you were on Sophia's team, did Maddie try to jump into your team? Even though I think Maddie's team was actually finished 5th, she's mentioned, so I'm sure she was on Erin's team that came 5th. But I believe, didn't she cross over to your team at one stage, according to Maddie?
Oh, she was constantly at our table, but that was just because we had the best snacks. Like, we all designated people to bring food, and our table was so full of food. Like, Sophia's mum bought like a cob loaf. We had quiches.
Yes.
I brought like chips. We had like dip, and so Maddie was just over every like 2 seconds just getting some food. But it was fine. If we had to share with anyone, it'd be Maddie.
So ditched your team, Erin.
Yeah. My mum actually made us a platter. It was pretty nice, I think. Always good. Still living off my mum.
You mentioned about how tough the questions were on trivia night. So what questions did they do for general knowledge?
I can't remember, but there was one about a toy, I think, and it was like, where is the toy manufactured? And I tried to ask Amy, she was the trivia master, and she didn't even know the answer. I was like, Amy.
She's the trivia master.
Yeah.
I just remember there was like the one page and the topic was like technology or something, and it was all like, or where was this made, or who won this Nobel Peace Prize, and like who invented this, or what does this acronym stand for, or like the only one I knew was what was the chemical symbol for gold, and I only took chemistry for 3 weeks, and I remembered that, and that was in grade 10, so I was pretty proud of my efforts. So I was pretty proud of that.
We mentioned about the Carina Least Club and Franklin a moment ago at this halfway through this interview, but obviously we're one of your sponsors as well this year. How special is to have Smash FM as your sponsor, and especially to have an interstate sponsor?
I think it's awesome. I love it. And I love how you guys get involved. And, you know, we've had interviews with all the players. I think it's really cool. And it's really cool as well that you're interstate. Like, that's just so awesome.
I think it's almost like another confidence booster, let other people, you know, outside of just our little club believe in us that much and think, you know, hey, girls netball is just that cool that we're going to interview on radio, especially in Melbourne. Like, I was messaging Erin though before the interview, like I was so nervous because I was like, this is such like a big deal. And I was like, Erin, how are we positioning our phones? Like, what are we doing? Are we planning our answers? And then like I was so nervous, but it's more just because I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and like to see our netball dress literally in the background of you, like that's just so cool to me. So we're very grateful to have Smash FM as our sponsor.
And what was both your reactions when you got told at the start of the season that we were going to be one of your sponsors?
Yeah, again, I think it's so cool. Like, I was really excited because, again, that interstate element, it's just awesome to have that support from you guys. Like, we really appreciate it, and we're really lucky.
I guess like my reaction was just like, why? Like, I guess like, because it was like, why would someone, you know, from Melbourne want to, you know, be so involved in girls netball up in Brisbane? And when I like looked into it, I was like, you know, these people actually believe in us, and it's, you know, like you said, you actually wanted to come to our games. So that to me is just so amazing. And I think myself and everyone in our team was so lucky, because not many, you know, you might have a sponsor, but you know, they're just there for that reason on your dress, but you guys, you know, you're actually getting involved, and it's you know, it's really good.
Well, both of you, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us. It's awesome having both of you on the show. This was probably one of the best interviews we've done all year with the Tigers. Don't say that to any of your teammates, even though I know they're probably going to end up watching this. But thank you both for joining us. Best of luck. Hopefully when you get back on the court, hopefully in that 2 weeks after the 2 week of no community sports, and hopefully to resume, hopefully a chance to make it to another grand final to defend that championship, and hopefully make it a three-peat by hopefully the end of this month.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Thanks so much for having us, Will.
Yes, thank you for having us. I had a really good time. It wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought.
Worries. And that's Grace and Erin there, joiners from the Carina Least Club Tigers, of course, with the defending champions in the Ruby series, of course, going from back-to-back to hopefully to a three-peat by hopefully the end of this month, depending on of course, when they played that second semi-final against the Cougars. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.